it's sad because you see a lot of people that put in hard work, but they just have the wrong frame of mind and they don't understand it. If they kind of take a step back and really take a bigger, wider view of the landscape, that same work ethic that you put in every day, killing yourself to do things that you don't enjoy, that don't really make a purpose in life, that you can free yourself from that. And you know, there's a balance, and business is good for cannabis. But as we talked, it's sometimes this whole, you know, the legalization and this push is sometimes the worst. Yeah, it's the worst nightmare in some aspects.
It's what I mentioned to you earlier again, and it's something I want to talk about in this, like in us going into talking about the industry and where the industry is going, is what's the why? Why is everybody in this industry? Why am I in the industry? Why does somebody new, or why do these investors and investment bankers, why do they want to come in? What's their intention? Not only that, the people who are currently in it have already been in it for
a long
10,
time,
15, 20 years before these people have come in. And you know, it saddens me, and it's hard for me to see those guys sitting on the side. A lot of them are on the sideline right now, while there's others that are in the game. And those others, you know, they're treating the game improperly, and they're not giving the love, and they're not giving the time, right?
Respect.
Right, to these guys that are on the sideline who should be in the game.
Right. No, right on, dude. It's a shame. You mentioned a grower that you know, and kind of dealing with issues like that.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot. There's a lot of cultivators that are out there right now, you know, that I can go through a list that their products aren't on the shelves right now because they thankfully haven't signed their life away and what they've built to these investment bankers and these guys coming into the industry. But it sucks that their product's not on the shelves, because that's really what the patients should be consuming.
So what does it take to get your product in a dispense? I mean,
for a lot of these guys, it's the money, it's the licensing, and they're having trouble going through that. And you know,
they just can't be compliant, and these dispensaries won't mess with them because
and they just don't have their grow isn't licensed. And it's not that they're compliant. They are probably more compliant than half of the guys that are on the shelf when it comes to the quality of the cannabis that they're growing, right? So that's like the real big thing here, and that's where these guys are left and get aside, and it sucks because that's the medicine that should be available on the shelves and available. That's the quality of cannabis that the consumer should be smoking, and that's one of the reasons why you see us like Kushly, and we've created the Gold Label line, which our Gold Label line is strictly collaborations with these craft cannabis cultivators who need to be on the shelf and need to be seen, who are growing that clean cannabis, that don't have the 300, 400, 500 lights, who are just pumping out a ton of product, and it's just on the shelf everywhere.
Right, and that was, you kind of actually answered the question that I was going to have for you, is what's Kushly doing to kind of push that standard? And that's a great idea.
Yeah, I mean, that's one of the biggest things, and that's why we launched with the collaboration with Fig Farm. Fig Farm, he's won a Cannabis Cup. Him and his wife are the ones who run the grow. It's family owned, and it's incredible what they do. Aside from that, the guy has been producing clean cannabis for many, many years, and a great product. And it's what people need to learn is it's not about the getting high. It's about the experience, right?
Of course.
Especially also if it's something that you're taking medicinally and it's your medicine, right? You don't want to be taking something and coughing and it's not good.
Hell no.
Right? No, you want to be able to sit down and enjoy it like a nice glass of wine or a beer, right?
Smooth.
You know, something smooth. And I compare it to that, which I shouldn't compare it to that because I consider a lot of that poison.
Right.
Which we can get into, you know. Alcohol made a lot of bad choices, made me create a lot of bad choices in my life in the past, and that's why it's something that I've now eliminated. And cannabis is something that I use on a daily basis, and even at night versus or going out and having beers with friends. No, I bring my joints and I smoke my joints.
And I think that should be more of a topic to bring up to alcoholics, where, you know, there is something else, another escape for you that, you know, isn't, you know, as dangerous as alcohol, you know, because really alcohol, you know, makes you aggressive and, you know, all these different things that cannabis doesn't do.
I've never had a bad night smoking weed, man. That's for sure.
And have you ever ended up behind bars because of a joint? No, you know.
And this is the thing. People need to take the fucking edge off. You know, and
life's not easy. Look, I was late today. What was I doing? I had to do yoga and go to the gym. because life's not easy. Trust me, even if people look and see that, hey, we're all having fun smoking weed, no, life is still not easy, and there's a struggle out there. And the best thing to fall back on, I think, in my opinion, and what's helped me in the past 15 years has been cannabis. You know, it's something that's helped my anxiety. I never knew how to solve it, and back then I used to drink a lot when I was younger, and that just led to a mess.
And that's the problem, like in a small town where we live, like in Pennsylvania, where cannabis isn't legal. You know, that's all people do is in a small town. There's nothing to do. They, you know, their lives are, you know, can be depressing. And what do? They go to the bars. Yeah. You know, they get fucked up, and
I mean, cannabis can be such an escape from anxiety. It can be a freeing drug. Screw drug, man. It's a medicine that's helpful for anxiety. But when you have a stigma that contradicts that and creates a whole new anxiety, because you know,
it creates a whole new anxiety.
That's what I've lived in
on top of my anxiety
for the last 8 years of my life. As we talked, being in, you know, the corporate side of the world, where you know I'm smoking because of the stress of working and trying to produce 12-hour days. You know, you start making money, but stress comes with that. Yeah. And so, you know, you go home and you smoke, and then you think you're relieving yourself, and then you're paranoid because it's like, man, I could get a phone call to go in and take a urine screen and lose my job. So I think that's where the conversation needs to go. And, you know, to your point, the jump on, you know, to dive in and get a product. When Joe and I decided that, you know, the cannabis space was where we wanted to get in, it wasn't that, you know, let's go find a way to go make a pre-roll, or let's go figure out a way to make a product, because at the end of the day, it would be against the way that we even feel about the whole space. And we wanted to put together services and put together content, which took what, to your point, the real players in the game, the people that are doing it for the right reasons, and help give them a platform so they can elevate themselves and hopefully make a difference in this space.
And that's honestly one of the biggest reasons why I wanted to come on today when you guys invited me, and why I wanted to speak was just to share my experience, from my experience running High Times Magazine and the Cannabis Cups and seeing all of those brands, and then watching the industry shift and change from it going, you know, medical to recreational. And making sure that there's a voice, and that I can voice and help out the brands and the companies that need to be heard and need to be seen, that might not have all of the dollars like everybody else, that where they can advertise and they're all over the shelves, or they're buying out wall spaces in dispensaries where you walk in and the only choice you have is to buy their product, right? That's not fair. You know what I mean? Everybody deserves a fair shot to be on the shelf, and there's a lot of cannabis missing. That's not on the shelf.
So aside from platforms like this, you know, hopefully more people see this, go out and do your own thing. You know, it's not hard.
No,
you know,
it's not.
I mean, we're here. Luckily, we've got some great friends, some nice connections. We've got a beautiful scenery. It's not a bad thing. But if you've got a basement, you've got a camera, a phone, you know, grab an iPhone.
Just
put content
and remember
out.
your why. Why am I doing it, right? Have a good why. Don't just do it because it's the cool thing to do, or because you see everybody making money or whatever. No, do it because you love it, or because there's a purpose behind it. Really find your why and why it is that you want to do it. You know, coming into this space, especially this space, because there's been people that have been doing it for so long that deserve the respect, that have paved the way, because everybody has to remember, a year ago it wasn't legal.
Exactly.
A year ago it was not legal. So all these people that have brands like the LA Kushes, you know, the Fig Farms, you know, you could go to Golden State Bananas, I mean, Critical Construct, I could go on the list of all my homies. They've all been doing it for before it was legal, before you can walk into a store and say, here's a menu, take it. Yeah, there was a lot more behind it. Those are the brands that you guys, and those are the people that you guys have to look into, and that you have to go to your dispensary and say, that's who I want, that's who I want to put on the shelf, that, you know, because those are the people that have been here and they've been doing it.
Couldn't say it better, man.
You know, and that's the one thing I'm an advocate about, and that's one thing of when, you know, I partnered with Cody and came on board Kushly, said is the cultivators that I want to work with are the ones that need to be pushed and need to be shined, and that's what I want to do. Our big thing is collabs, you know. The one thing that this industry that you see a lot of is drama, and people trying to like fight and stuff, when everybody should really be working together. If everybody was working together, everybody would be a lot happier and they'd be on the shelf. And that's one thing I want to push, is the collaborations and everybody working together.
That's awesome, dude.
Yeah.
So you're talking about, we can talk more cannabis space, but you're talking about a volleyball tournament. You're down in Venice, so you surf a little bit.
I'll tell you a little bit about myself.
Let's hear this,
we're
man.
From backwoods, Pennsylvania, man.
I know, and everybody
we're near California, so.
And if you watch my IG, everybody knows about my dog, and my dog pulls me on the beach to on my skateboard. So
got all the campers outside. I saw that, man.
You see me, my rants, my random rants in the world trying to teach me patience. If you want to learn patience, move to Venice Beach, right?
Dude,
rent's
Jesus.
expensive. There's beautiful people everywhere where nobody works, but then you got bums living in your front yard in motorhomes.
Craziness.
But it's a great life, let me tell you. I wake up in the morning, I got my dog. My dog's the best, everybody knows. My dog's name's Cat. I have a dog named Cat Dog. And I'm big into surfing. It's one of my biggest things, and traveling.
You're not scared of sharks, brother?
I'm not scared of sharks. If you look, I got a gold-tooth shark on my forearm.
I can't even go in fucking past waist deep, dude. I'm so scared. I'm so scared.
Yeah, no, I'm originally from Puerto Rico, so I was born in Puerto Rico, raised in South Florida, so I've been around beaches my whole life. So coming and being in California was the most ideal thing for me.
No, hell yeah.
And yeah, my life is literally surfing, gym, and cannabis and my dog. That's like it. That's how I live my life. And it's great. I can't complain, man, at all whatsoever.
So when did you get out to California? How long ago?
6 years ago.
6 years.
Give me a second. These guys are awesome, by the way. They went out this morning to Green Wolf. By the way, you guys can get our pre-rolls at Green Wolf in Los Feliz. And they bought a pack of Purple Original, which is fire. It's one of my favorite. It's a heavy indica, so get ready. That's going to put you on your ass. And so everybody knows, here's a shameless plug about Kushly pre-rolls. We don't use shake. We don't use trim. This is actual flower. It's amazing. Super smooth. If you guys see, it's going to be white ash. No coffee, not
There's some
harshness.
pre-rolls, I did a little bit of reviewing and shit for different brands on Instagram and shit, and some of these fucking pre-rolls you open up, man,
They're brown.
Brown stems, you get stems. You would not believe the shit you find in some of this shit you open up.
No, this burns nice.
Yeah, it's,
you know what I mean?
It's smooth. Look, I mean, you could even see through the paper that it's green weed. It's not brown. It's not labeled mood or what should I say, like blissful. No, because that's fucking bullshit. Sorry, but this is strain specific. It's Purple Original. You're getting what it is that you're smoking, a straight indica.
And this was from Fig Farms?
This is from Fig Farms,
okay.
Yeah. So we did 3 different. So on our original drop, we did 3 different strains with him. We did his Purple Original. We did his Cannabis Cup winning Banana Fig number 8, and we also did a Country Club Lemons, which is incredible. I mean, it's been awesome. They're amazing pre-rolls. Like I said, I just want to put out good product, and I want to make sure that we're putting out product that everybody should be smoking.
That's what's gonna win in the end, dude.
Oh, dude, and the packaging's tight.
Yeah, and we actually
a little
have new
lighter in there.
packaging. Yeah, we do. So it's 7 joints, all half a gram. So you're getting an 1/8. Comes with a lighter, and we actually have new packaging coming up. That's going to be dropping within the next 2 weeks, which is nice. So it's going to be a hard case, still coming with a lighter. So the hard case is going to keep away the sun. Comes with a lighter.
Right on.
Yeah.
This Kushly lighter here?
Yep, same Kushly lighter. So yeah, it's gonna be cool. We have a couple new products coming out that we're about to drop. We're actually collabing with Friendly Farms. I don't know if you guys are familiar with Friendly Farms.
I know Friendly Farms. Yep.
Yeah, so they've actually won a couple Cannabis Cups last year with their sauce, which is nice. They're actually one of the only guys out there in the game doing live resin carts without distillate. So they're taking the whole process, the true plant, fresh frozen material.
Just like hitting a nice dab, man.
It's exactly like hitting a nice dab. So we've had an amazing time with these guys over the past 2 months, working with them, creating the flavors and the process, and just putting our heads together. They're really awesome, incredible guys,
Dude,
and I'm
that's
super excited to drop.
That's what makes all the
strain with them.
difference, right? When you vibe with someone, and just it's like makes all the difference in the world when you know the people that you're working with are you.
And
They're
for
friends,
those guys,
you know?
if you follow them, you guys should follow them. Friendly, I think they're like Friendly Farms 420 on Instagram. I'm not sure, but
Right
give
on.
them a follow, because all they put out is knowledge and their passion about weed, which is incredible.
Education.
And which is the biggest thing. Again, like people go into shops and they're just buying what's on the shelf, or they're buying a joint that says mood or uplifting.
The flashiest, shiniest thing on the shelf.
Versus knowing what it is that they're smoking, the terps that are in it, what's my body benefiting from it, you know?
Dude,
It's
exactly,
not about the
because there's
high.
so much. I mean, there's a lot more to weed than just there's, like you said, everything from you know, what is it, the THC levels? Is it CBD dominant? And there's so much to it, and it's like everything can benefit so many people in different ways. It's like you could be smoking the wrong strain all along, and like you're getting, oh, I don't like what you're smoking the wrong shit.
Yeah.
Educate yourself on,
and people also have to learn, it's not about, don't go into a shop and say, what's the strongest weed you have.
Exactly. That's
it's not
exactly
about
what I
the
mean.
strongest weed. You have to figure out what terps affect
100%.
your body and how it
Exactly.
makes you feel. Like for me, I can't smoke a Tangie. A Tangie makes my anxiety fucking go through the roof
And I have so many people that are
skyrocket.
like, oh, I can't smoke weed because of this. It gives me anxiety. It's like, well, try a different thing because weed does different things to you.
That's why I'm glad you guys just pulled
man.
out the purple original, because I got super fucking ripped off of the dab I took.
And now
and
it's
all
just
this
consume
time
it.
I'm nervous because the anxiety and the purple original. It's heavy in purple. It's an OG, and it's
Yep.
gonna fucking make me relax and chill.
Right.
No, so I think this is perfect because being from Pennsylvania, we see a lot of, shit, man, up until recently, I was got to do things the black market way. There's some laws that have changed, that kind of make things a little bit easier, and thankfully Pittsburgh, Allegheny County, that's it's changing. So it's decriminalization. So, but I think it's important to note what we're talking about, strain specific, how the nuance in the cannabis plant and how things affect everybody differently. Having people have to go to the street to buy medicine and not know what you're getting, to have a reaction or an impact that's not positive, that's just wrong. And to be able to legalize things and to actually control it in a way that is beneficial to everybody, I think is, if you're listening in PA, get on board, man, because it's only going to be beneficial.
I recommend it. That's the one thing that a lot of states are lacking thereof, and it's educating the consumer, man. All these states are pushing out pills. Like no tomorrow. Listen, I grew up in South Florida. South Florida is one of the #1 places that have rehab locations.
Oxy Express, man.
But there's a freaking private pharmacy around every corner, and there's a doctor writing a script for pain medicine.
It's ridiculous.
And that's one thing that I'm on top of, aside from the alcohol. And one of the reasons why I'm a big alcoholic is, like, I come from the island, from Puerto Rico, where they make rum, and my family's all about, drinking and having fun, but it's a poison, and it's the same thing as the pills. I had knee surgery 2 years ago. I fully blew my ACL snowboarding.
You get prescribed something?
I got a massive prescription of the strongest painkillers. If you look in my cabinet right now, the painkillers are still there, and it's a full prescription because all I did was consume cannabis the whole time, and I didn't need it. When I went 4 days in to go see the doctor to start rehab, he asked me if I needed a new prescription. 4 days.
Just expecting it.
Okay, and I told him I hadn't taken one, and they looked at me like I was nuts, and I said, no, I just smoked weed, and that's it. And that's the thing. This plant is incredible. It works in so many ways.
I got my mom, she had chronic back pain. I used to get so much shit for smoking weed. My mom they were all against it, and all this shit. Yeah, I introduced her to the CBD oil, the pure kind of stuff. And now she takes that stuff, every day for the past year. And she's, pain-free in her back, and she swears by it, and she's an advocate for it. And spreading
that cream works incredible. I gave it to my buddy who's a surfer. He's a big wave surfer from Morocco. I was just in Morocco on a trip surfing. I ended up making friends. My mouth, obviously. Friends with everybody there. And he came and stayed with me, and he was about to go surf some big waves. He was in between a waiting, and I gave him that stuff and the drops, and he literally lives by it now. He drops it in his meals. He uses the cream and says it's incredible.
He got stuff for his cat. His cat has anxiety, man, like severe. It's crazy. Different animal, man. Different animal. Yeah. I come around, I didn't even know he had a cat. It hides in places because it's so petrified of other people. It's like jumping all over me. It's insane. If you have pets, who would have thought,
But it's like that. I believe it's like everything natural, dude, and it's like that stuff's here for a reason, dude. It's like that. It wouldn't affect us that way if it. It's.
Yeah, so that's the thing, man. Everybody, all these states where people are starting to talk and there's a movement of cannabis, everybody needs to really look into it, and everybody needs to push and vote for it, and everybody needs to open their mind.
It's just educating people, dude, that are just uneducated, man. That's
yeah.
That's it. So
now Making sure you can hear. We got the tools pumping here, man. I want to make sure everybody out there can hear us.
How are you guys? How's the joint?
Yeah,
They're awesome, dude.
No, dude, the joints are
I
great.
keep getting distracted and keep missing to hit it. But
Here, hold on. Adam got me some Avo toast.
yeah, you gotta eat that
I'll
shit.
bring that up. I used to actually be food thrillist, not weed thrillist on IG.
What is that? Were you like a...
I was kind of like a foodie.
I gotcha.
I guess you could consider myself a foodie. I was like the guy who I never had a problem getting like reservations at restaurants. I would like make friends with the chefs. They'd always hook me up with like plates and stuff like that. But I never posted food. Which is
Like, would they want you to, and they would think
yeah,
you
but I would
to?
like never post food, and all my friends would be like, "Yo, you're food thrillist. Like, where are we going to eat?" I'm like, "I don't know." And they're like, "Yo, why don't you ever post anything?" They're like, "You gotta fucking change your name." And my one homie was like, "Why don't you change it to weed thrillist? You literally post all your weed, and all you do is talk about weed all day." It took me a year to break up with my IG name. 1 year
Really?
took me to change the name.
Do you still get the reservations?
Yeah, I still own Food Thrillist.
Oh, okay.
Speaking of Instagram, have you had any trouble with Instagram deleting your stuff?
So I haven't yet because I wasn't one to put cannabis on there.
Yeah, right.
Now my
See,
following's starting to build.
I learned, dude, because I would put in, massive amounts of work, gain a following, and, a lot of my content was weed dominant, and I learned, they're gonna catch on to that, and you'll get deleted. So
Yeah, and it goes
you
back
gotta-
to the purpose too, right? You got to always keep what's that purpose and have
So-
cannabis in the background. Really,
Right, so
is
this is my third attempt now, and I've been having this one for about 8 months, no problems, and it's
Yeah, we'll see when it comes. So for me, IG was never my platform. My platform was I was working with High Times, so that's where I got to speak with everybody and meet everybody, and I didn't really have that issue. And I come from a background of like business and everything's face to face, so I've always been a networker my whole life. That's why everybody's like, how do you know everybody in the industry? And it's because I just know, because I meet everybody face to face. Now, yes, I've used recently IG as a tool to reaching out, and I DM some people, but for me, literally, if my IG got deleted today,
wouldn't matter.
I would not give a fuck.
exactly.
Because I didn't make it I'm a person-to-person person, and that's just what it is. And I used to actually, hate on it. Like, once, I'll bring up like a past thing. Once in my life, I dated a girl who was a big IG person, and we were together for a while. I mean, she was like, before IG followers were cool. You know what I mean? Before IG followers were cool. She had 50,000 followers, whatever. And I used to fucking hate it. I hated it because that was her fucking life. She was always on it. And I said, what if that shit blew up tomorrow? What the fuck would you do? There's never a response. And for me, it's like, that's why you can't.
You gotta be well-rounded, dude.
I mean,
Yeah.
you have to be, and it's still great. It's an amazing tool,
of
and
course.
hopefully they stop messing with everybody. Really, ultimately, I've signed petitions, and I'm all for it, and they should not. It's a platform that, I'll bring it up, the big players in the game pay for sponsored ads and for all that shit, and they have no worries or anything like that. And that goes back what we were talking about earlier,
Right.
the why, right? And why people are doing it and why they're in the industry and going into the business aspect, and that's not right.
Definitely.
Right? I have friends who have built their business on IG and their brand, and again, it's these cultivators and these growers who aren't on the shelves right now, and they've built everything off of that because it hasn't been legal. They were in the game before
Right.
these guys were in the game, and they were marketing themselves before these people were marketing themselves. And yeah, their Instagrams don't have problems. It's the truth, bro. Like, come on. Help out the guys that are, like, help out these other guys who gave you the ability to do what you're doing. Sign the petitions and help push them. Like, that's the big thing, That's what pisses. I won't get into that. Obviously, I'm passionate.
100%, dude. I've signed them as well, and you're speaking the truth, and it's refreshing to hear. It's why we've asked for you to come on here, and
it's somebody who, like, I don't care if my Instagram goes, like, and I'm just now starting to build my following, like, literally now that I'm, like, pushing and I'm with, help launch Kushly and bring it to market. People are now starting to follow me and what it is that I'm doing, and I might start voicing my opinion more. I have recently. There was some shit that went down, but aside from that, man, yeah, everybody, we need to support each other and we need to help each other out. And these big players in the game need to start helping everybody. They need to stop just worrying about themselves and really start helping everybody out, because it's just going to benefit everybody in the long run.
Absolutely, dude.
So what's next for Kushly? Anything big in the works you can share?
Yeah, we got a couple big things in the works. So we're going to be launching a couple new products. We're relaunching in Arizona next week and making a big edibles drop in AZ. AZ, look out for at least we could call it within the next 15 days, 2 weeks. We're going to be dropping our pre-rolls out in Arizona, which is going to be huge. Fire pre-rolls, they're going to be incredible. And the California market, we're going to be making a whole new run of pre-rolls that are coming out. We're going to be making, aside from our gold label line, we have a couple of secret collabs coming. I can't say those yet.
Nice.
They're going to be fire cultivators. They're going to be incredible. But we are launching our live resin pens with Friendly Farms. That's the big thing. That's what everybody's been waiting for. And I think that's something the consumer needs to go out and buy and start smoking, because it's true to the plant. It's not distillate. And there's nothing wrong with it, with distillate or anything, but this is treating the plant true, and the high that you're getting is true to the plant. It's made straight from fresh frozen material. It's just like taking a dab. It's literally a whole nother experience. It's a whole nother experience. I actually have it right here. It's the only thing I've been smoking. And it's incredible, and I can't wait to bring it to market with them. Those guys are awesome, and like I mentioned earlier, I've loved working with them, and that's what everybody has to look out for. Aside from that, go watch the Never Sell Dope podcast. We're gonna be throwing some of this on there and putting you guys on there. So that'll be fun. And yeah, man, I'm just excited. Just like, look out, we got a lot of cool things coming. We're gonna be opening up, like I said, Arizona market, California market. And that's it.
Awesome, dude.
Yeah, thank you guys for having me so much. I also actually brought some shirts for you guys. Yo, will you grab shirt? Oh yeah, look, we got one over here. There's another one over there. There's that one. Dude. Oh, got that one.
Hey, you can teach me how to roll a backwood. I'll teach you how to throw a shirt.
Yeah, no worries. I appreciate you guys having me on here. Guys, go out to the dispensaries. Pick up some Fig Farm. Go grab that green box, the LOG.
Right on, man.
Go to LA Kush. Ask for Kushly in all the dispensaries. Also, pick up all the homies. Ask for all my homies in your shop. Go ask for more Fig Farm, Atrium. Go get that Lumpies, LA
Support
Kush.
them people, man. Support the people that were
the
there.
small guys. Golden State Banana. Those are the guys you want. Get that stuff out there. Paper Planes. Their flowers fire. Their concentrates are incredible.
Dudes from Paper Planes, great dudes.
Yeah, he's incredible. Somebody you guys actually should ask and get on here. I bet he'd love to come and talk to you guys.
I've actually been in contact with him.
Awesome. Yeah, that's another homie who he's literally pushing it. Yep. And you guys need to go get his product as well too.
Definitely.
Awesome. Christian, man.
Thank you guys so much. You guys,
it,
anytime you guys want me back, please, I'd love to come back.
Phone rang 10 minutes later. He's like,
some of that.
He's like, dog, I'm on the 10 right now and I'm going 30 and I can't go any faster. I'm scared. He was like, where are you? I was like, man, I don't know. I was like, dude, stop freaking out. He's like, I'm really freaking out right now. He's like, what should I do? I was like, look, take a deep breath, roll the windows down, look in the mirror and let yourself know I'm high as fuck right now and this weed is amazing. Like, embrace the weed.
You gotta embrace it.
Embrace the high and then you good. Ever since then, that motherfucker be good. Except the one time I left him with Wiz and I left the room. He called me, he was like, you piece of shit. You left me in there, I never smoked so much weed in my life. He was like, I didn't know what to do.